Do you ever feel like the celestial crafts are a bit lacking? And I ain't talking about the bright smithy. I mean stuff out of good old fashioned moon glass and rock. May I interest you in a shovel that can upheave multiple stumps at once? A garden rake that removes the fiddle from tilling? Or how about a new incredibly potent ammo type for Walter? This is only a few of the many new celestial crafts available in the first mod we're going to be looking at today. And the second mod? A brand new creature with lots of new glowy mechanics. Let's start our lunar-focused mod spotlight with the Celestial Tools mod. The Celestial Tools mod, as well as the second mod we'll be looking at today, was brought to us by ADM and Notka. Apologies for potential mispronunciation. Without sounding too redundant, this mod adds more celestial tools, armor, structures, you name it. In fact, this mod predates the addition of lunar rifts and bright smithy tools, but has constantly been updated and has managed to stay relevant with all of the new additions with plenty of its own. Let's see what the lunar altar was lacking, shall we? The first tool we're going to be looking at is the moon glass shovel. By the way, pretty much all of the crafts here are made at the celestial altar or at the celestial orb after you defeat the champion, much like already existing glass tools. The shovel simply lets you dig up multiple things at once. Amazing when it comes to cleaning up the mess after chopping down a small country's worth of trees. Next, we have the glass whacker. This tool predates the bright shade smasher and functions pretty much the same way. It's able to mine things and break things, functioning like a pickaxe and a hammer combined. Use it to save an inventory slot, clear house in the ruins, and do all sorts of destructive things with it. It can also break things much faster than a regular pickaxe or hammer. Thirdly, may I present to you the moon glass rake. This one is extremely cool, enough to make Wormwood himself envious. What this rake does is retails farm plots to their original state after a harvest, meaning instead of having to fiddle about with getting the planting spots in the same place, instead you can just simply use this to skip all that faff. Impeccable. Saves so much time when it comes to farming. No tool left unturned here, this is the moon fork. It's quite simply a pitchfork that can turf up multiple tiles of ground at once. A dream come true for me. That's about it really. I love it. Thank you so much, Alter. Right, so now you've got plenty of tools, how about some armor? Then clad yourself in moon glass with the moon suit. This is more than just some simple defensive equipment. The moon suit's defense is based on your current sanity, with higher sanity granting you up to 90% defense. Its durability, however, works on the flip side, having more durability the lower your sanity is because of this. And if that wasn't enough, the moon suit will increase your sanity by 100 and grant you 4.4 sanity regen a minute, which helps keep you above the threshold for maximum defense. Combine this with the enlightened crown, a piece of headgear that thrives off being at high sanity, and you have yourself a potential combo indeed. Something special for Walter now. Take aim with these enlightened rounds. Exclusive to him, of course. This ammo for your slingshot is made out of moon glass, a very easy to obtain material, and they deal a whopping 51 damage a hit. As well as this, they'll also spawn a Gestalt to attack alongside you, if you're high on sanity of course. The yin to the cursed round's yang. Much easier to get to, provided you found the lunar island and made the altar, of course. So, do you want to tidy up your storage system? Don't we all, sunshine? So here's the moon chest. This fancy chest is locked, and it can be opened up by placing a socketed moon lens nearby. The colour of the moon lens will dictate what storage the chest has access to. So by swapping around different moon lenses, you have a single chest with up to 54 total slots in it. Plus, things can't steal from it due to its magical celestial nature. Nice. Also, if you have the celestial crown, you can access these chests from a distance. Ooh. Now that you got your cool moon chest, how about a place to store your excess moon lenses? I know, an issue we have all too often. So craft yourself the lens beacon to have a fancy place to store all your moon lenses. Now, not the craziest addition on its own, but once you have more than one type of moon lens stored in there, you can activate it to swap it to the next one in its storage, changing its appearance on the map. What this also does, however, is synergize with moon chests to make swapping their inventories so much easier. And, like with the chest, you can interact with this from a distance if you have the Celestial Crown equipped, giving you a very potent storage network. Now let's look at a pair of crafts to help you deal with moonstorms. First up, we have the Lunar Cypholocator Staff. This doohickey is a telelocator staff trained on celestial energy. Using it will teleport you right to the mysterious energy. Using it again will teleport you right back to where you came from. Saves you the travel of needing to cross the ocean during the Moonstorm event. Just be sure not to use it when the Moonstorm isn't active, however. The other Moonstorm craft we have access to is the Stormbringer. This funky looking moon rod is able to refocus moonstorms to be around them instead. The chance isn't always 100%, so make sure you have a few to ensure a higher success rate. Either use these to keep your moonstorm away from your base, bring them closer for convenience sake. Your world, your rules, you know. They only work on the mainland, however. And the final craft is actually a brightsmithy craft. Get your hands on the fiberglass net if you want a really powerful bug net. It's got much more durability like all Brightshade equipment and can be repaired with repair kits, again like all other Brightshade things. Other than doing all the same things a normal net can do, this can also catch moon spores. Normal bug nets don't allow you to do this, but with this net you can grab those spores and plant your own moon shrooms. No wormwood perks needed. Just beat a final boss and deal with the Brightshades. It can also mutate anything it catches into its celestial version, so turning butterflies into lunar moths, making your lunar tree farms much easier to amass. That's about all the things you can craft with this mod, but they're not the only thing it adds. Want a new type of fish? Of course you do. Bestow your eyes upon the salmon. This isn't a sea fish, and instead it is caught via bath-bombed hot springs or victory oases found in the lunar grotto. These are basically a nice renewable way of getting moon rocks. Oh, and how could I forget? This mod also adds a new crockpot dish too. A deep fried carrot. It's a deep fried carrot. Not much to say about that really. Always love me some new crockpot dishes, no matter how obtuse and weird they may be. Lowers your sanity a bit. Nice. Lastly, to wrap up this mod, it also has compatibility with Skins API, letting you reskin some things, who would have guessed. Check out for example this ancient Lucy skin for Woody, or the altar armor for the moon suit. Overall, this mod incorporates some perfectly vanilla styled additions to a somewhat lacking part of the game. The balance is wonderful and the artwork is beautiful. A fantastic mod for those who want an expanded vanilla style playthrough, much like the second mod we'll be looking at today. Now, you've seen a bunch of new celestial crafts. How about the new celestial creature? Then let me show you the beautiful Moonjellies mod, made by the same team as the last mod. This mod adds but one mob to the game, the Moonjelly. These creatures blissfully float around in the deep ocean. They won't attack you, but they will shock you if you get a little bit too close. Their health is minimal and the damage even more so killing these things isn't a challenge physically, just emotionally. I mean, look at these cute guys. They reproduce every full moon, spawning more, meaning they can't go extinct and can appear retroactively in already existing worlds. Just make sure to keep an eye out since they're not the most common things in the world. So, what's the point of these things exactly? Honestly, not much. They're a cute passive mob that adds a bit of lunar flair to the world. But if you manage to kill them, they will drop their Moonjelly. This stuff is really cool and has a multitude of uses. Firstly, it can be rubbed on certain items, structures, or even creatures to make them all glowy. This is a purely visual effect. A jellified item will glow in the dark but not emit enough light to ward off Charlie. The only tangible benefit I've observed with jellied structures is to help find them in pitch darkness, which is very useful. Use it to highlight your fire pits, crockpots, walls to make navigating your base during those tense moments of darkness much easier. Or to make them look really cool, that too. You can also ingest the Moonjelly, be it directly or via a crockpot dish. This will make your insides glowy. Not enough to ward off Charlie, but will give you a free hit from her, stealing your jelly inside you as a payment. That was such a weird thing to say out loud. Keep in mind though, if you do anything with Moonjelly, it will stick to your hands and make them all glowy too. Messy stuff. If you use a bit of nightmare fuel on yourself, or anything you've jellified for that matter, it will wash the glow right off. There's a ton of nifty things you can do with this stuff, and I'm still experimenting finding stuff myself. Oh, one last thing to mention. If you don't want to kill the cute jellyfish, and to be honest, who could blame you, you can feed them Glommer's goop to induce them into making more jelly for you. Isn't that sweet? And that pretty much wraps up this mod. A small but nifty one that adds a lot of character to the game's already pretty barren oceans. But that also wraps up this video. Thank you all so much for watching this mod spotlight. These two mods are both incredible and I wanted an excuse to talk about them for a long time. Let me know if there's any other mods you'd like me to make a spotlight on too. And of course, special shout out to all the channel members and everybody that made it this far into the video. Thank you all so much for your support. And take care everybody.